Hello and welcome to the October TCL Teen Bakealong. I am Marilyn, your teen librarian, and this month we are making pumpkin muffins. It should come as no surprise, I think, that we're making pumpkin something, because as soon as pumpkin was available at Starbucks at the end of August, not even the end, like the 24th, I went and immediately got it, and I've been drinking way too many ever since. I love pumpkin. I also love Halloween, but you know, as you do. So, I'm really excited to make these. I love pumpkin in just about everything. I love pumpkin bread. I do love pumpkin muffins. I've made pumpkin bars many times that I would love to be able to show you, but that's a little more complicated ingredient-wise. And these are a good, simple, easy way to do it. And they're going to be delicious. I know they are. So, everyone tie on your aprons and let's get started. So here are all the tools and ingredients that you will need. All your dry ingredients are going to come together in a bag, but mine I've already just added into the bowl. And I'm sure this is going to seem really weird, opening up your kit and finding pumpkin baby food. But here's the thing, since it's for babies, it's really just pumpkin. So the ingredients are all going to be the same, and frankly, I'm kind of proud of that little hack. I hope that in addition to learning how to make things, these are kind of giving you an idea of ways to be creative in the kitchen if you need to. The applesauce, for example, is also replacing the egg, since I can't send out eggs in kits like this. But if you looked it up, applesauce can replace a whole bunch of different things. Sometimes it can even replace vegetable oil. We still have that though, because this is replacing egg, not vegetable oil. You've got your sugar, and you've got your muffin tin with liners, and that's all you're gonna need. Oh, you will need something to mix them all together, like a whisk or a spatula, which you will see in the next section. But other than that, you're all good to go. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our dry ingredients and just get them all well mixed together. I've already poured them all in there, but we want it to be homogeneous. The original recipe said to mix things together for about 20 seconds. You don't need to be that granular about it. Just mix it all together until you don't see any more streaks of the spices. For me, I was just seeing streaks of cinnamon, but you can see that now it's all mixed together. It just looks like spicy flour. So once you've done all that, that's it for the dry ingredients. Now for the wet ingredients and the sugar, you're gonna put those into a different bowl. So start with your sugar, your applesauce, get it open. Woo! Your pumpkin puree. Woo! And oh, that smells really good. Your vegetable oil. Yeah, there we go. And you're gonna whisk all that together until it's nice and smooth. You're gonna see that oil want to like sit on top of everything. That's why you want to give it a real good mix, because you want that oil to come together. Oh yeah, that's nice. Perfect. There we go. Good soup. Okay. Now, this will be a little bit trickier because we have so little flour, but we're going to mix this together using that well method that we've used. I believe it was on the tortillas. So just kind of move your flour, your spicy flour, over to the side as much as you can. There we go. You're probably still going to get some stragglers, but that's okay. We just want there to be as much space so that we can mix it in as gradually as possible. There we go. Once you got that done, pour your wet into that well there. There we go. And do that slow mix together. I'm using the spatula to do it. I just like using the spatula. There we go. And this is the way I like to mix it when there's a well, is just kind of stay in the middle and give it some good stirring. Because that way it'll take flour in slowly and you can mix it and avoid lumps as much as you can. I think once we've got all of it all mixed together, the dry and the wet, I'll go in with a whisk, but I'm gonna start with a spatula. There we go. You can see that flour coming in streaks and then disappearing. Another good way to avoid lumps in your flour, which you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can, is to sift it. There we go, that's the word. Doing great. Is to sift it before you do it. That just kind of helps eliminate any lumps. It's not as important for something like this, but there are some recipes, some more finicky recipes, like if you're making macarons, which we will not make in Bakealongs, they're very complicated. Or if you're making maybe eclairs, choux pastry, any sort of like fancy pastry, I always make sure to sift just to make sure. But for something like a pumpkin bread or a pumpkin muffin, it's okay. Especially with muffins, normally you get some tunnels through them anyway from flour, which is a-okay. There we go. You can see more of that dry disappearing. And I'm not really scraping the sides. I'm just kind of moving a little further out. But the flour is also giving me the room to do that because it's mixing itself all together. There we go. And you might have heard that beep. That is my oven because, of course, the first thing you want to do is start preheating your oven. In this case, you're preheating it to 350 degrees. If you forgot, that's okay. Again, this is not a very finicky batter, so you don't have to worry about it sitting too long and getting weird, but there are some, again, more fancy ones that you really don't want it to sit for too much longer than it has to. There we go. Now we're just getting a little more willy-nilly here. Oh, it also smells really good. I'm getting those spices and that pumpkin. That is just lovely. Now, something I hear almost every time it hits fall is that pumpkin spice is inferior to like the pumpkin flavor. Back home, I used to go to this coffee shop where they made something called a muddy pumpkin, which was like a coffee drink with actual pumpkin in it. So the pumpkin flavor was much stronger than pumpkin spice. But you know what? I don't care. I like both of them. I feel like we can come together. People who like pumpkin spice and pumpkin. I mean, if you don't like pumpkin spice, that's totally fine. You don't have to come. We'll go get pumpkin spice, and you can hang out and do whatever you want to do, and then maybe we'll get something for you while we're there. You know. But I don't think we need to war about how pumpkin is better than pumpkin spice, because maybe. But sometimes I want the pumpkin spice flavor, and sometimes I want the pumpkin. You know. All right, that is a lovely batter we've got right there. Now we pour it into our muffin tin. My muffin tin is not tin, it's silicone, but you know. Now there's a couple ways you can do this, and I'm probably gonna try and do it the smart way. That is to take a cup measure of some size. I'm starting with a 1/4 cup measure just cause it's smaller and it's a smaller bowl. And just put that into the muffin tin. And that's just about right. You don't want to fill them too full because they are going to puff up. But if you do, it's not the end of the world. But for this size, it looks like a 1/4 cup is going to be just about perfect. Almost there. Okay, as we're getting to the end, obviously it's a little bit harder to get things out. So, this is where I'm going to use my spatula and just kind of try and make them more even. Okay, and there we go. So these are all filled up and ready to go. The oven is preheated. It's okay if you have some leftover batter because you do have to eat that. It is required. And all right, we're gonna put these in the oven for we're gonna start with 20 minutes and see where they're at. It's 20 to 25, so you always start on the lowest end because you can cook it longer if you need to, but you can't cook it less. So put these in, we will see you in 20 minutes. All right, our timer just went off, so that means it's time to check and see if the muffins are done. Ooh, okay, so they're actually looking a little bit pale, so I don't think they're gonna be ready yet. So I'm gonna do another 3 minutes actually. So that'll bring us to 23 minutes, so I'll see you then. Okay, all right, we are back after 3 minutes. Oh yeah, they're looking just a little bit, yeah, they're looking good. But just in case, we're gonna test one. I think we're good. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, now the silicone I can't really handle with one hand, so we're gonna take these out of the oven and I'm gonna put them on our cooling rack to cool for just a few minutes, maybe about 10 or so. We're definitely gonna eat one when they're warm, but I still wanna let them cool off a little bit. So, see you soon. So we are back. The muffins have cooled, but they are still a little bit warm. I'm really excited for this actually. Oh, they smell really good. I'm just gonna tear off a piece actually. Mmm. Oh my gosh. These are really good. Because we used applesauce, you get a little, it should be like plain, but because we used applesauce, there's a little bit of that apple flavor in there. So you get some apple, and you get the pumpkin, and then you get all those really good spices. These are delicious. You could do, I don't know, I very rarely put stuff on muffins, but with something like this, if you warmed it up, maybe put a little bit of butter on there. I think that'd be really good, but these are, I love it, 10 out of 10. Mmm. So that is gonna do it for our pumpkin muffins. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy these. I hope you enjoy making them and eating them, because my goodness, these are so good. Something else you could do, if you're so inclined, is maybe even add a little bit of cream cheese frosting onto it. Make it more like pumpkin pie-ish, you know, get that little cream cheese. But these are delicious on their own. I don't think they need anything. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.